people in the community that are doing great things that are impacting other people's lives. So today's guest, somebody that I become fond of, who a great friend of mine. Y'all say what's up to Miss Danielle. What's going on, Danielle?
Hey, nice to be here. Thanks for having me. This is cool. We've interviewed before, but look,
Yeah.
now I'm back. I
Yo.
must have did something right.
The Lord is watching. I
Yeah.
love it. So the Message Lounge, man, is also brought to you by the 4Fs, man. That's a business thing that helps you, motivates you, and encourages you, and also brought to you by the Message Church as well, Ignite Youth and College Ministry, man. We all in here. So, Miss Danielle, before we jump into any of your business, can you kind of let the people know where you come from and how you get to the place that you're at?
Well, a little bit about me. Here in the Valley, I've been here for 20 years. I absolutely love Arizona. I have a broadcast journalism background. I started in radio, came over from California with a job promotion. So I was
Okay.
doing radio. And back in the day when I got here in 2002, it was Power 92.3. Remember Power
Yeah.
92.3? Yeah, the
Yeah.
nuts in the morning. And
Then Midnight
yeah,
Mamacita at night.
yes. And it was, I was on MG's Morning Madhouse. So I did that for several years. Then I transitioned into working in television, writing for different publications, and then I've been doing that, and I went back and forth between working at KTAR, and then I was on-air traffic anchor over at iHeart, and then started doing more TV in the Valley, entertainment reporting, lifestyle, live TV, hosting, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing, and sort of my background and how I've been, a part of the Phoenix landscape, and it's been great. I love it.
I love it. And now are you working for somebody or are you just doing your own thing?
No, I'm my own entrepreneur. I have my own little set schedule of the types of things that I do, but it's still all media based and some other like offshoot things I've been able to do, like speaking and hosting and emceeing different corporate events for companies. So it's been great, yeah.
I love it because I ran into Danielle some years ago at an
Yeah.
event. It was a poetry event. We stayed connected, and I know that you kind of went incognito for a minute, right? You went through some struggles in your life.
Yeah.
If you want to, you're definitely free to kind of to let the people know your struggles.
Yeah, and it's interesting how you say, struggles, but with those little struggles that we have in life, we also have blessings. So I'm very thankful for the fact that I was, as most people would say, unfortunately, but to me it was a fortunate accident. It was a happy accident. It was a blessing in disguise. I lived a very healthy life, and I still do. Worked out 6 days a week, ate super clean, just took really good care of myself for years. Never smoke. I don't drink alcohol or coffee. Then all of a sudden, I was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer.
Wow.
Yeah, my back started hurting, and I had all these crazy sort of like issues going on, and you know how you know something's wrong, but you don't know what it is. You can't pinpoint it. I thought I had mad arthritis, and I thought I had a crazy bone disease. I didn't know what was going on. So I went to the doctor, and he was like, "Why are you losing weight?" I said, "I don't know, but my back is killing me." So they did an MRI on my spine, and turned out I had stage 4 lung cancer. And it went from my lungs to my lower spine to the bones of my pelvis, down the front of my right leg, and it was all in the bones of the top part of my right shoulder. So it was everywhere. And again, I was 94 pounds at the time. I was at the weakest I had ever been, the sickest I had ever been, because I was healthy. And I went through everything, intense radiation for 30 days, and I started chemo in 2019. I had the port put in so I can receive the medication because my veins kept collapsing.
Wow.
I had tons of biopsies done, and then I had to have surgery on my lower spine because it was in the lumbars of my spine, and they kept collapsing, so I couldn't sit, I couldn't walk. So they had to do some surgery on my spine. But through it all, I just kept pushing, and it's, just being positive and trying to find a humor in it. And I would put forth the effort, even though I was in pain, to make sure I looked good, because when you look good, you feel good. So I would do my hair, my makeup, and even though I was thin and frail and weak, I would always put in the effort just so I could push forward, because I wanted to keep telling myself, tomorrow's a better day.
Right.
It's going to get better. It's like baby steps, one foot in front of the other,
Right.
just like anything you do in life. And that's what I did. And slowly but surely, I just started getting better. And everything they gave me, the meds and the different types of medicine, my body reacted fine to it. I didn't have any crazy side effects like, unfortunately, so many other people do. Some people break out, they get rashes. Other people, they don't gain weight. Their body doesn't respond well.
Wow.
My body just took off. But then I started, getting back into working out and taking care of myself. And my doctor was like, he says, yeah, he says, your body's was in good shape. Your organs were great. And he goes, your internal was, really well off considering what you got. Because some people, unfortunately, don't take care of themselves and their bodies just deteriorate. He says, but most important, you have a strong mental mindset. And he says, that's the key. He says, because everything starts in your brain. And if you can't tell yourself that it's going to be okay and accept it and push through it, he goes, your body will respond and you will start to crumble. And he says, unfortunately, they've lost a lot of patients because of the mental mind game.
Wow, that's what that was going to be my next question. Like, what was your mindset when you first heard the news? Like, how did you react to it?
Yeah, when I first heard the news, it was sort of like he was talking about someone else, because it was like, how could my body betray me when I've been taking such good care of it and, eating clean, working out and all this kind of stuff. But you just never know, what hand you're going to be dealt. And then you either have, you have two choices in life. You can either sink or you can swim. And I've always been someone who's always pushed, never really stopped doing anything. I love to create. I'm self-motivating, self-determined. So I just told myself, I said, well, I'm going to be in for the hardest fight of my life, but I'm not going to give up, and I'm not going to let the cancer get the best of me, and I'm going to go out with a fight. So I'm going to try my hardest, and I knew it was going to have to be even more so. And then when I first heard my doctor telling me this, it was almost like Charlie Brown. It was like, wah, wah, wah. And it was like, what is he saying?
I don't understand.
I don't know who. Are you talking about me? And I'm almost like, do you sure you have my x-rays for my body? It has to be something else. I thought it was, like I said, crazy arthritis. And I just told him, I says, and I even cracked a joke. I says, what are you talking about? There's no way I can have lung cancer. One, I have too many things to do, and two, I just ordered like 4 wigs on Amazon. They'll be here, and I need to wear my wigs. I ain't going nowhere. I was like, I'm not going nowhere. Are you kidding? Cancer? So yeah, and then from that moment on, I just decided to make the most of it. So I started sharing my story through social media with videos and highlights, and I let people know and see a different side of what someone has cancer looks like. Because most people would see the commercials and they know someone who had cancer. And I told him, I said, this is my time to celebrate, because it's the worst I've ever felt in my life. So I'm going to make it the best I've ever felt in my life by being exuberantly happy, looking at the positive, and pushing through this pain with all my might. And it totally worked. And now this is where I am today.
Wow, looking this beautiful. Can we give it up for her? She's looking beautiful, man. I'm super
Thanks,
excited
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Looking gorgeous. So when you went through that whole health scare and this and that and other, like, was it a hard pill to swallow at first? Like, were you soaking in it? Like, man.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that it was on November 21st, 2018. That was the day before Thanksgiving.
Gotcha.
So when you think about it, it's ironic, because what do you have to be thankful for if a doctor calls you and tells you you have stage 4 lung cancer? That's like a death sentence to most people. But I took the time once I came home, because when it was funny, me and my friend were sitting in the doctor's office, and I always tell my friend, I'm like Martin Luther King, and she's like Malcolm X. She was like, who do you think you're talking to? This girl takes care of herself. You don't know who she is. How you gonna tell her she's got cancer? We need a second opinion. Where's the other doctor? She was so mad. Then when we get in the car, she goes, you wanna go eat? It was like a sitcom.
Wow.
We need to go eat. Let's go eat. You want some chicken? What you want? We're going to go get some Ukrainian food. Let's go. So we went to this Ukrainian restaurant, and we had borscht, sauerkraut, pierogies. It was just so funny. We had all this food, and we were just eating like there was no tomorrow. And we're just trying to wrap our heads around it. And she was hostile and mad, and I was just sort of taking it all in, like, how could this be? I'm not really comprehending it. So then I got home, and it was almost like I just needed that moment to just kind of soak it all in, be by myself, cry, hear myself say it out loud. And once I got through that, the next day I started calling my family. I called my mom, my dad, my brother. And then I told my doctor and my mom, I says, well, I'm in for the hardest fight of my life, but I'm ready. It was kind of like I strapped on my boots and I said, I've never seen myself this thin, this sickly, but it's going to be okay, because I still can see me in the mirror, and I'm still here, so it's going to be okay. Yeah, and then it was just like, you just got to go. And so from that moment on, every appointment I had, I would do Facebook Lives or Instagram Live, because I was like, I want people to see what it's like for someone who has cancer, what they go through from all the treatments, the medication, because it's overwhelming. And then you're inundated with insurance, all the paperwork, the financial burden, and it wipes out everything. So you know how they say, in case you lose a job, you should have like a few months saved up. So I had this money saved up for, an emergency or maybe a fun time. It was gone like that because I had to pay for a portion of my chemo when I first started out of pocket because
Wow.
insurance won't pay. And most insurance, I didn't know this, when they look at your diagnosis, then things change. Like I said, if you have a cold, you have something light wrong with you and you go to the doctor, that's fine. Insurance is great. When you have what is considered a terminal illness, the insurance totally takes a whole another meaning. It comes on a whole
So
nother meaning.
they go left on you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's so expensive having it, the medication, the exams, the scans and all that. And now I was like wrapping my head around. I said, this is how people are one step away from homeless. This is how you always see, like you have two people in the home working, paying the bills, and then somebody gets a medical diagnosis like this, and then the other person really can't work because they're trying to take care of them, so they're just doing wipes you out financially. And that's why people wind up living in their car, having to get rid of their home. It's insane how, it just changes your whole landscape of everything.
Wow, that is crazy, man. Just to hear it from, I mean, you hear about people having cancer, you hear about people what they go through, but to hear it on a personal level and you actually bring people into it. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to invite you on, so that people can hear your story, but actually hear about the walk that you took through the mud to get through this process. Which is encouraging. Like, how did your parents take it when you told them?
Yeah, it was funny because my mom is retired and she was doing a lot of traveling, and her whole goal was to live in Africa because she's been to France, China, Ecuador. She's traveled all over, and she's gone to Africa a couple of times and she's made some friends. And so she had sold her stuff in California where she was living, and then she was living in Africa for about a year. Then she came back to the States to visit friends in California. So 4 days before she was due to return to Nigeria, where she was living, I called her and told her the news because she kept looking at pictures of me on Facebook and going, "Why are you so thin and working out?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm just in pain. I'm just losing weight. I don't know." But I was, in my mind, mentally, I was so happy because for the first time, I had always worked out and just got super toned and fit.
Right.
First time in my life after working out, I thought, "Oh, my metabolism is finally revved up and I'm actually losing weight." I was, in my mind, I was happy. I was so excited to be losing weight. I could go into a store and just buy it. I didn't have to try on anything. I was excited. I was the first time in my life I was ever really thin, and I was like, "This is glorious. Are you kidding?" So when my doctor told me, in a way, I was like, "Why is he raining on my parade? This is the first time I'm thin. Why is he doing this to me? Does he not understand how hard I've worked to get here?" So yeah, but my mom changed all her plans, and she moved here to Arizona, moved into my apartment with me, took care of me. But it was crazy. It was really, really crazy. So yeah, you just gotta pick up and, they just don't even miss a beat. People are there for you.
Wow, that's crazy. So were you in a, not to dive into your business, but were you in a relationship at the time when you found out?
No, I wasn't. It was just me. I was working like crazy, and I had 2 jobs. And then 2018 was like really my year because I was working 2 jobs. In the morning, I was doing live TV, and then in the afternoon, I was working at iHeart, and I was on-air traffic anchor, and then I was finishing up school. So in May, I was going to be graduating.
Okay.
So yeah, and in May it was it was crazy because I was turning 50, I was graduating.
Wait, you're 50?
No, I'll be 54 this year.
Wait, so you're over 50?
Yeah.
She don't even look it, man. She don't even look it. She don't even look it, bro.
Crazy.
Like, she don't even look 50. My God.
It's just crazy, and it's like, it was my year, and I was feeling so good, and I was going to go to Miami to celebrate and all that, which I did, and when I came back is when my body started acting crazy. And so 2018 was high and it was really low, and then 2019 was just navigating and going through all the surgeries and medicines and chemo, and yeah, it was insane. But by 2020 I started feeling a lot better, and yeah, and then today I still have my port because every 2 months I go to the doctor. I have to go to Ironwood Cancer Center and still get medication through my port because it helps with my bones, and because it's still kind of microscopically in the bones of my spine and my pelvis. So and I take pills every day, but I don't stop. I work, I work out, and I just live my life mentally and physically like I don't have it.
Wow, that's incredible. That's encouraging to hear.
Yeah.
So, man, I mean, there's like so many questions that I have, man. And again, if you guys have questions for her, please let us know.
Yeah.
But there's so many questions. I mean, you hear about people that went through it, that go through it, and then it's like, oh, I'm cancer free, and this and that and other. You say your daily process is medicine. You have a port. you have to do all these certain things, but you still get up and go. Are there
Oh,
some
yeah.
days where it's just like, I don't want to do anything? Or
Yeah, there are days that I have that I really have to let my body rest, and it's hard for me because mentally I'm just always go, go, go and doing stuff. But I'll just have days where I'm at home and I'll just be in my pajamas, wigless, and I'm just hanging out, and I just, maybe I'll cook a little bit, or I might bake, and then I just watch a lot of TV, or I'll try and like do stuff online, but then I'll take naps in the middle of the day just to really let my body sort of zone out and don't put the TV on and kind of just listen to music. But yeah, I have days like that where I really just need to let my body have its moments because it needs to, because it's completely different than what it was before.
okay, did you deal with any depression going through it?
No, and I'm so thankful for that. I had no depression. I had a good support system, and I have, wonderful friends who, just really kept me going. And then I also have, like my mom was living with me for a time period. I had really good community of friends who would check in on me. And then, like I said, I have a good, strong, because I'm very self-determined and self-creative and motivating. So I would always just try to find that little glimmer, and it just worked because I was not going to let it get the best of me. Yeah.
I love it. So let's kind of turn a little bit away from you talking about your diagnosis
Yeah.
and this and another. Now you say you do interviews with different people, correct?
Right.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so from when I was working in television, my passion was I was very connected to the community. So I would volunteer a lot. I would do speaking engagements for a lot of nonprofits to help them out. And I would always try to rally to get nonprofits onto the TV shows that I was on. But it was kind of challenging because it's sort of not their warehouse. They really don't really highlight. And you always have to have like this sort of angle. So I told myself one day, I said, you know what, one day I'm going to have my own show. And that's all I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a conversation and really highlight the people in the community who are making a positive difference in the life of someone else going forward. And mostly they're nonprofits, entrepreneurs, small businesses. And I told my doctor, I said, this is healing for me, because if you surround yourself with people who have gone through things, tumultuous things, just like yourself, somebody's story out there is always a little bit more damaged, a little bit more tragic. You learn, but it fuels you to say that, yeah, I went through this crazy stuff with my cancer, but it wasn't as bad as this person. And if they can start a nonprofit and really reach out to help other people, then this is good.
Okay.
Then I can help them. I can support them. And that good energy you surround yourself with, it's all healing. So that was sort of what I did when I started my talk show on YouTube, and I call it Community Link AZ, because I like to link individuals in the community together, let them share their story, and I tell them it's your platform. I'm just here to facilitate. Take it away so you can just, share who you are, what you're doing, and other people can utilize your services, support you.
Hence why I haven't said
Yes.
really too much.
I know.
You know
he's
what I mean?
facilitating.
That's it. So you guys know, like me and Danielle have known each other for a while, like for some years. I even though we don't talk all the time, I keep a rapport on her. Her hikes, what she
Oh
talks
my
about in
gosh,
the
yeah.
morning. She was like, wigless, so you see the all natural
Yeah,
her.
no makeup, no nothing.
No
Like when I
nothing.
work out, it's like diva in the raw is what I call it. And then I put a little effort.
Oh, then she come out looking as gorgeous as she wants to be.
And I always change it up. People are like, you have so many wigs. I said, I do, because I really believe a wig a day keeps the ugly away, and you should have a wig for every occasion in life. You really should. You really should. So I do, and that's kind of how I live my life and my little motto, and it works for me. It might not work for other people, but it works for me. So
That's
it's
your
been great.
thing. You know what I mean? It's your
been
world.
great.
You do what you want to do. I can't tell you.
I
who-
know.
Who to sock it to. You
Well,
know
a lot
what
of
I'm
my
saying?
friends were like, well, she's prepared. She got the cancer and she got a room full of wigs. She is prepared. Go on, girl, lose your hair. You'll be okay. So it was like, it was like no big deal. It was like no big deal. So, yeah.
how do you function financially day to day? I mean, I know you said that you wasn't working or you lost your job, right?
Yeah, they actually, those crazy people. They actually, when I announced my diagnosis when I was working in TV, like a few months later, they just let me go, took away my health care, so I had to get on COBRA, which is extremely expensive. I had to file for all of my Social Security disability. So throughout the time I was diagnosed to now, it's all shifted. I've been through 3 different types of insurance, and now I'm on Medicare because I've been on Social Security disability for over 3 years, so I've been on so I'm now on Medicare.
Okay.
So I get disability every month, but in between, you're allowed to work and make a certain amount per a year. So I take advantage of that. So
Okay.
I work, and that's why I bring in some extra money by doing hosting and emceeing for different corporate events. I share my story, doing speaking engagements, and get paid. And I also help individuals like nonprofits or small businesses or entrepreneurs who are looking for some media attention, because I have a media background. So I craft press releases for them, do consultations, and try to really help navigate and help them with either their social media, their marketing, or just, their PR to get them some things. And I try to keep everything modest, because I believe it's the process and it's people and it's the connections that you make. And it's not really about the money, because ever since I've been sick to now, I've never had to ask for anything. It's come back to me tenfold, and I'm just so thankful, because I still have a roof over my head.
She over here preaching.
I got my, health back.
She over here
and
preaching.
I just give it back in the ways that I can for the things that I can offer, and it helps somebody else shine and grow and do what they need to do to help another person. And you just keep doing it. It's a giving cycle. It's a service cycle, and it's healing. It really is.
Man, I love it. Well, you see that she's a PR entrepreneur. She has her own show where she interviews people. So if y'all need to connect with her, if y'all need to grow with her, if y'all need to build with her, if y'all want to bring her on your platform so that she can tell her story, because you don't ever get tired of telling the story, right?
No, because there's always somebody out there that takes and says, oh my gosh, my cousin was just diagnosed, and we're trying to navigate it, and it's very hard. And sometimes they just need someone to be their champion and cheerleader who's gone through it, who can understand, who can just maybe send them a positive text or give them some advice, say you might want to ask the doctor this, or you might want to do that. It's just because you've already been through it. So
I love it. Well, look, I know how to get in contact with you.
I know, and this one over here be like, can I give you some oranges, Diva, to help with my service? Can I buy you a meal, Diva, to help with my services?
I need some assistance. I ain't got no problem saying, hey,
right?
I'll put this over here if you put this over here.
Yeah.
But if for other people, though, that we were just bargaining off camera about
so
something.
Funny.
But if people needed to get a hold of you in any way, shape, or form, for any reason, how would they do it?
Well, you can check out my website. It's Danielle, divastrongmedia.com, because when everybody calls me Diva, and when I got sick, I hashtag everything Diva Strong.
Okay.
So it's Danielle, divastrongmedia.com. And if you want to send me an email, it's through the website, and all it is divastrongmedia@gmail.com. And you can follow me on Instagram. I post all the time, words of encouragement, things I'm doing in the community, positive affirmations, lots of selfies with good wigs, honey. And that is one and only Diva Danielle. It's the number one and only Diva Danielle.
I love it. And before we let you go, there is one question I did want to ask you, but I forgot it.
You see, he needs a nap and some aspirin.
Yeah, I've been going. Oh, that's what it was. How did you handle this whole COVID thing with your diagnosis? Like, what did you do when it first kicked off?
I took, the guidelines, and, everybody stayed in. We were quarantined. But then when they were opening up stuff, I would just go and live my life. I told my doctor, I already got one seed, you can't get another. So I would just live, and I would still go hiking. I would still walk the canals. I would walk in my neighborhood and just get that fresh air and take care of myself. And that's what I was so thankful about living here in Arizona. I said, we walk out, you have nothing to, obscure your view. You have the bright open sky, you have these wide streets, you have the beautiful, sun coming down on you, and it's just fresh air. So I would get out and I would go hike, I would walk trails, and I would just be out and about with myself and doing things. I never really slowed down.
Okay, well, as you can see, this is a powerful individual in the community doing great things, and I always like to shine light on people that you normally would not see.
Yeah.
Shouts out to the Arizona Informant newspaper who do the same thing. They will go get the people who you will normally not see in the New Times or anything like that, and they will shine light on those individuals, on Black community. So I thank you so much, Danielle,
thank
for
you for
coming.
having me. This is cool.
Yeah, this is amazing, man. This is the kickoff 2020 here at the Message Lounge, where we just kick back and we talk again. This is a good friend of mine, incredible person. She is single. So, you know what I mean?
Maybe I should put a number under here with my name and everything. Number 22647 is available.
She's available. So if you'd like to take her out on a date, definitely contact me, because I'm not letting anybody get to her. But Danielle, I appreciate you so much, man. And listen, anytime you need us, we're here. I want you to come back. and just, dive more into your story, man. This is a freelance, free
Oh,
place
okay,
where
I
you can do
appreciate
it.
it.
So, again, I
Yeah.
thank you so much. I thank you guys
Aw.
for watching. Catch us every week right here on the Message Lounge show, man. God bless you guys, and we'll see you next week.